Welcome back. I was discussing that while copying content you have to be very careful from any sources. Now let us look for the very simple definition of plagiarism. I will go for a little elaborated definition later. Look at the screen. If you look at the screen here, I have taken a picture, and see at the end of it I have already cited from where I have taken this picture. That is the most gentle way of copying somebody's content. Now what does this picture say? This sentence is very simple sentence. Plagiarism is the act of presenting another's work or idea, and there is two more words there added. Now I will ask a question, that is the act of presenting another's work or idea is plagiarism in research? Obviously not, because I already told research is a continued activity. So you have to follow somebody. So act of presenting another's work or idea is absolutely fine, provided if you are not posting it as your own content. So the simple definition of plagiarism is act of presenting another's work or idea as your own. This is the simple definition. So if taking somebody, you post that this is mine, that is plagiarism. And let me go for a little more elaborated definition for this. Somewhere it is written, the terminology defined in such a way that it is the act of stealing someone else's work. Stealing is a punishment, and attempting to pass it off as your own. This can apply to anything. From it can be a term paper, it can be a photograph, it can be song, it can be even ideas, methodology, the content which is created by somebody. So that means stealing by all laws in any country. You can't take somebody's content or somebody's material, even somebody's pen, without his permission. That is a punishable act. But in literature we feel that we can take somebody's content. So that is actually plagiarism. So this definition is little elaborating and putting the punishment kind of way that it is stealing. And before I go for the next good definition, which is there available in Webster's dictionary or any of the standard Oxford dictionary, why do people generally plagiarize? Is it for pleasure? Plagiarism is forced to somebody because of some reasons. I have listed a few points here. Look at this, that many times people tend to do plagiarism because of lack of the knowledge in the subject, and sometimes they do it because the fear of failure. And many institutions and universities, they have the criteria to get a degree like PhD or MPhil, they have to publish some article. So there is a pressure to publish article. This could be for career advancement also. More publication, more chance for promotion. Lack of time and planning, and competition in parental and colleague pressure, or laziness. And nowadays people also talk that API score, if you are a teacher, or to influence others you have more publications. These are some of the factors which generally people forced to plagiarize. Now as per Merriam-Webster's online dictionary, plagiarism means steal and pass off idea or words of another as your own, that we have already discussed in the simple definition, or to use another production without crediting the source. That also is similar in the second definition. But third definition, if you look at, it is to commit literary theft. Theft is a crime, theft is a punishable act. So while plagiarizing, you invite trouble for yourself, that you may be punished. It may be your job loss, it could be your degree loss, or it could be even loss of your status in the society. And the last definition by Webster is to present new and original idea. That means you are presenting it as a new and original idea which is already derived from the existing source, because you have not mentioned that, you have referred it. So this is another definition. Now if you go for the definition exact, what does plagiarism do? Plagiarism includes using someone else's exact words without using quotation mark or a citation. That means the word which is used by somebody in a paragraph, we are taking it from first word to the last word, maybe in a paragraph. That is plagiarism without citation. If it is cited, to an extent it is permitted in an article. Or you are using somebody else's idea without using a citation. So that is again plagiarism. Idea is also plagiarism. Believe if the idea you are presenting in an article, if it is the core idea which is you are taken from a paper, from the core idea from another paper, both are going to be the core ideas in both papers, then definitely that idea is to be cited or acknowledged, otherwise it lead into plagiarism. At least it has to be given in the bibliography. And there is another thing, if you know that good English language, sometimes people rearrange the words without source. They read something and change the words in between so that software cannot catch. Software look by word or character by character. So to get away from that kind of testing, they generally rearrange the word. That means active voice you can convert into passive voice into active voice, so that the sentence doesn't look similar anymore. But definitely intentionally if you are doing that, that also is part of plagiarism. So these are the three major level plagiarism appear: word by word copying, copying somebody's idea, or you are arranging the words. Now there are 4 types of plagiarism. I hope that you understood what is plagiarism now. I have given you 2-3 definitions, and you can also read the material available, the reference material available given in this. Go to the plagiarism or anti-plagiarism website, the tools which they are providing, everybody has given some definition about plagiarism. So as part of this study, I request you that go and find out which is the best definition suit for you at least. And now let me classify the plagiarism. There are mainly 4 types of plagiarism. The most dangerous, severe thing is that complete plagiarism. You take somebody's article as it is and put it, only change his name into your name without even changing the title and the entire content. That is what is complete plagiarism. It's a kind of crime, it's a punishable act, or in computer terminology we tell that Control A, Control C, Control V, which is for first type of plagiarism. Nowadays people do not do that because people are aware of that this cannot be done, but still I mentioned that there is a complete plagiarism. Second one is copy paste. So from the available information in the internet and electronic journal, people take it from various sources, put it. That is absolutely fine. You are supposed to many journal etc., they are allowing you some percentage, maybe 10% or 15% depending on the journal or depending on the institute criteria. Some journal goes as good as 25 also. So that much portion can be used, but still you have to cite that content. Then word switch, rearrangement of word we have told, but this is something like sentence or paragraph you are making your own, and paraphrasing is generally allowed, but paraphrasing is allowed not on single author's paper. You have to read many people's paper and get into your idea and write your own, then this is absolutely fine. You need not quote anybody if you are copying ideas of 5 people and putting yourself. But if you are doing copying of somebody just by switching the word of it, that is type of plagiarism, that is third one. And finally self-plagiarism. Many have an ambiguity about using this self-plagiarism. Suppose I am a researcher, I published 2-3 articles about my research work in popular journal. I may have to use it in my PhD thesis as well. So sometimes unintentionally I forget to cite the source from where I have published it. And if you are doing that, because any article published by a publisher, the copyright varies. It may be your articles, but definitely it is published by somebody. So you need to cite that source. If you are not doing it, that comes under self-plagiarism. So you can use your article or your content in your next paper, provided you cite it. And the journal, editorial board, etc., they agree for that. So these are the 4 types of plagiarism. Now, how to avoid plagiarism? I already defined it. So this avoiding plagiarism I will take in the next module. We will see that how to avoid, what are the precautions to be taken, and trust me, avoiding plagiarism is the best tool rather than detecting plagiarism and finally you are changing the document. So if you, at the time of writing itself, you can take care to avoid it. And we have different ways of writing it, and all courses will be telling about various tools to be used. So with this, I just recapitulate. We have discussed today in the 3 part, the ethical issues, research ethics, then plagiarism definitions, and what this course will contain, how this course is structured in the very first module. So keep tuned. Thank you for watching it. I will come back a second part of this in the second module, that is how to avoid plagiarism. Thank you.